Hi and welcome to my video diary of my trip to China. I'm here in China to set up a partnership school between Herts and Essex and a school in Zhenjiang, which is about 5 hours south of Beijing, which is where I am now. And this is the view from my hotel window, so this is your first look at Beijing. And if you can see down there in the car park, if I zoom in, it's almost like they knew we were coming. Look at the roof of that Mini. Fantastic. So it's a huge, sprawling city. That's my impression of it so far. And we'll find out a little bit more later when I go into the city to see what its historic centre is like. Best known for this image of the student protests from 1989, Tiananmen Square is today a tourist attraction, surrounded on all sides by important government buildings and by monuments to one of China's most famous leaders, Chairman Mao. This huge complex of palace buildings was once home to China's ruling emperors and is so called because ordinary citizens would have been forbidden from entering. Morning, welcome to day 2 here in China. You'll notice that I'm dressed a little bit more formally today than I was yesterday. That's because we've got our first meeting this morning with some officials from Hanban, who are the group who have helped to organise the pairing between the British schools and the Chinese schools that we're taking part in during this week. So we have our meeting with them this morning, and then this afternoon we're off to Zhenjiang, which is the province that our partnership school is based in, and we're travelling down there by high-speed train. It's basically the Chinese equivalent of the Japanese bullet train. So really looking forward to that this afternoon. The school's based on a large and modern site that's only about 8 years old and includes this full-size running track, this wall of fame featuring their most famous and most successful students, and this large sports hall. Students here are really passionate about sport, particularly basketball. And here's the head teacher, Mr. Da, showing us his office. The biggest interactive whiteboard I've ever seen is part of this high-tech classroom that teachers use to observe each other's lessons through the one-way glass. After lunch, students perform eye exercises to help them relax. I saw an art lesson in which students were making things out of recycled materials. Here's a 12-year-old student explaining his project. Just have a listen to how good his English is.
Will make the dream a reality. Therefore, paper cranes have become a special gift. At the wedding, paper cranes express good wishes for the couple owning 1,000 years of happiness.
Let's film my one. It's proof that I made that one. I then observed a maths lesson. All of the displays in every classroom have been created by the students. In China, the students tend to stay in the same classroom for all of their lessons while teachers move around. Therefore, the students are completely responsible for the room in which they learn. They even clean their own classrooms. To say thank you, I brought with me some gifts of Union Jack flags. Of course, the first student I handed it to noticed that these were made in China. At the end of the day, I was treated to a traditional Chinese tea-making ceremony. The school day for the students is from around about 7:30 AM to about 5:30 PM, with the time after lessons spent in clubs, such as this cup game. It's very fun.
It keeps the record amongst them.
Okay. Chinese chess. And traditional flag dancing.
This card was
It was a brilliant day yesterday, and as you've seen, the children were really welcoming and the staff were really interested in what the education system in Britain is like. Today I'm going back to that school this morning to sign the agreement between our two schools and to talk a little bit more about what we would like to get out of the partnership and what they would like to get out of it as well. And then this afternoon we're off to do some cultural visits here in Zhenjiang. I just wanted to show you, you quite often hear about pollution and what that's like in China because of the amount of industry and the rapid expansion that this country's having. I just wanted to show you the view out of my window this morning. Opposite my hotel there's a beautiful I think Olympic building. It has a running track and then there's a sports complex kind of next to it. But if you have a look at the horizon you can see the smog that's lying over this city this morning. Now this is a city of about 2.3 million people, so it's a pretty big city. If we think London only has about 7.5 to 8 million people in it, this is one of China's smaller cities in terms of how it compares to others across the country. But if you have a look this morning, look at the smog that's hanging on the horizon of this city this morning. Back in Beijing, it was time for what, for many of us, was the highlight of the trip, the Great Wall of China. Pausing for one final group photo, we then began to climb a small section of the wall.